This is section 5.2, day 2, solving systems by substitution. Our objective today is still to solve a system of linear equations by substitution. Quick reminder, the substitution method. Step 1, we solve one of the equations for one of the variables. Step 2, we substitute that expression into the other equation and solve for the other variable. Step 3, we substitute the value from step 2 into the equation from step 1 and solve. So let's work on example 3. This one's slightly different than what we did yesterday because neither of the equations is solved for one of the variables. But if you notice, this bottom equation here, the y is already by itself. It doesn't have another coefficient. So the easiest way to do this is to solve for y. So we'll add 3x to both sides. We'll zoom in a little here. So we get y equals 3x plus 4. Now we can take that expression, substitute it into the other equation. So we get negative 9x plus 5 times 3x plus 4 equals negative 1. Technically, you can solve for any variable in any of the equations, but there is usually an easier way. Solving for a variable with a coefficient of 1 is the easier way. So we're going to start by distributing. 5 times 3x is 15x. 5 times 4 is 20. Combine my like terms, so I get 6x plus 20 equals negative 1. Subtract 20 off of each side. We get 6x equals negative 21. Divide by 6. And I get x equals negative 21 divided by 6 is negative 7 over 2 or negative 3.5. Now I'm going to take that value and I'm going to plug it in here where I solved for y. So I take y equals 3 times negative 7 over 2 plus 4. 3 times negative 7 over 2 is negative 14. Oops. Three times negative 7 over 2 is negative 21 over 2. Let's change 4 into 8 over 2. Negative 21 over 2 plus 8 over 2 is negative 13 over 2. So that means our solution should be negative 7 over 2, negative 13 over 2. Let's check this answer. So in the first equation, I plug it in. I take negative 9 times negative 7 over 2 plus 5 times negative 13 over 2 equals negative 1. 9 times negative 7 over 2 is 63 over 2 plus 5 times negative 13 over 2 is negative 65 over 2 equals negative 1. 63 plus negative 65 is negative 2 over 2, which simplifies to negative 1, so that one works. And the other equation, we substituted in negative 3 times negative 7 over 2, plus my y was negative 13 over 2, and that should equal 4. Negative 3 times negative 7 over 2 is 21 over 2, plus negative 13 over 2 equals 4. 21 over 2 plus negative 13 over 2 is 8 over 2. 8 over 2 simplifies to 4, so 4 equals 4, and it works. Try this one on your own. Solve for one, and then check your answer. I would solve this top one. Add 2x to both sides, and you get y equals 2x plus 3. Then we're going to take that expression, plug it into the second equation for y. So we'll have 3x minus 2 times 2x plus 3 equals 0. Change your minus 2 into plus negative. So that way you remember to distribute that negative with it. So distribute the negative 2, we get 3x plus negative 4x plus negative 6 equals 0. Combine our like terms, so we get negative x or negative 1x plus negative 6 equals 0. We're going to add 6 to both sides. We get negative x equals 6 divide by -1, so x equals -6. Now we're going to take that value, plug it in right here where we solved for y. So y equals 2 times -6 plus 3. 2 times -6 is -12. -12 plus 3 is -9. So hopefully our solution is -6, -9. Now let's check. In the first equation, we're going to take -2 times -6 plus -9 equals 3. -2 times -6 is 12. And 12 plus -9 is 3, so it works. In the second equation, we're going to take 3 times -6 minus 2 times -9. Hopefully that equals 0. 3 times -6 is -18. Minus 2 times -9 is -18. Minus a negative is plus a positive. -18 plus 18 is 0. 0 equals... Now let's look at example 5. Nia's phone plan costs $42 per month plus 20 cents per text. Rick's phone plan costs $45 per month plus 10 cents per text. For what number of texts will their plans cost the same per month, and what will the monthly cost be? Well, the first thing we need to do is write our equations. For Nia's phone plan, 42 per month plus 20 per text. I want the monthly cost, so she only pays $42 one time in that month. But she also pays 0.2x, which is her number of texts. Rick, on the other hand, plays 0.1x plus 45. So we want to figure out when they're going to be the same, the solution of this system. Well, you'll notice that both equations are already solved for y. So I can just take one of them and plug it in for y for the other. So I'm going to take 0.1x plus 45 equals 0.2x plus 42. Let's get all of our x's on the same side. We subtract 0.1x off of each side. We get 45 equals 0.1x plus 42. Now we can subtract 42 off of each side to get 3 equals 0.1x. And now to get x by itself, I divide both sides by 0.1. So x equals 30. Now I'm going to take that and plug it into one of my two equations. I'll plug it into Rick's here. So y equals 0.1 times 30 plus 45. 0.1 times 30 is 3, plus 45 is 48. So my solution, instead of being an ordered pair in this, it'll just be an answer. It'll be 30 for x, x represented number of texts, so 30 texts, and then y is the monthly cost, so it'll be $48. So this should be our answer. Let's check to see if it works. So y is 48 equals 0.2 times my number of texts, which is 30, plus 42. Well, 0.2 times 30 is 6. 6 plus 42 is 48, so that one works. Now let's check in Rick's. 48 equals 0.1 times 30 plus 45. Well, 0.1 times 30 is 3. 3 plus 45 is 48, so that works. There's our answer. Let's try this one. Juan's phone plan costs $40 per month plus 40 cents per text. For what number of texts will Juan's and Nia's plans cost the same per month, and what will the monthly cost be? Remember, we just found Nia's equation. All right, we have to start by writing our equations. Nia's equation was y equals 0.2x plus 42. Juan's equation will be y equals 0.4, because 40 cents per text, plus 40. Just like before, we're going to take one of them and substitute it in for y in the other. So 0.4x plus 40 equals 0.2x plus 42. Let's subtract 0.2x off of both sides. So we get 0.2x plus 40 equals 42. Then we're going to subtract 40 off of each side. And we will get 0.2x equals 2. Divide by 0.2, and x equals 10. Now we'll take our solution of x equals 10 and plug it in up here in one of the originals. So y equals 0.4 times 10 plus 40. Well, 0.4 times 10 is 4. 4 plus 40 is 44. So our solution should be 10 texts for $44. Let's check our answer. Nia's equation, 44 for y equals 0.2 times 10 plus 42. Well, 0.2 times 10 is 2. 2 plus 42 is 44, so it works for Nia's equation. And then Juan's equation, 44 equals 0.4 times 10 plus 40. 0.4 times 10 is 4, plus 40 makes 44. So it works for Juan's equation, so it is our solution. The assignment is the substitution worksheet.